This novel was written by Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan. He was popularly known as R.K. Narayan. He was born on 10th October 1906. On this day, a son was born, a writer was born, the genius of English literature was born. He was born in Madras. His father was a school headmaster. And in 1926, he joined the Maharaja College of Madras. In 1935, he married Rajma. Unfortunately, she passed away in 1939, giving birth to a girl child, and since then, he never married in his life. He wrote many books. And in 1935, with the help of Graham Greene, the famous English novelist, his first novel, Swami and Friends, was published. The Bachelor of Arts was published in 1937, The Dark Room in 1938, The English Teacher in 1945, The Financial Expert in 1952, and The Guide in 1956. And it is said that in his novels, he created an imaginary town, and whatever happens in Malgudi, that happens in India, and whatever happens in India, that happens in Malgudi. He also published a mythological work in 1964 titled Gods, Demons, and Others. In 1978, he translated Tamil Rama and Kamba into English. In 1980, he was nominated for Raj Sabha. During the last days, he started to write columns for the famous newspaper, The Hindu. He passed away on 30th May 2001 at the age of 94. 94. And he got many awards, Filmfare Award, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. Now I come to his the novel, The Guide. The Guide begins with the Raju. Raju is just released from the prison, and he's seated on the steps of the village temple. He's alone. He does not know where to go, and by chance, Valen happens to come there, and Valen reaches to him, and he simply asks, "Sir, I have certain problem." Raju simply said in a philosophical manner that every person has problem in this world. Valen also said that his sister is not happy with the choice of their family for marriage. Next day, Valen comes with his sister, and Raju simply said to her that what must happen, must happen. No power on earth or in heaven can change its course, just as no one can change the course of that river. She is impressed by the words of Raju, and she is happy for marriage. Next, Valen reports Raju that the situation of drought in the village is becoming serious. It is deepening day by day, and Raju, with the help of the flashback memories, tells his past that there was his father's shop. He was not interested to sit on the shop. And after the death of his father, he became interested in the railways. And Raju simply says that railways was in his blood. He further says he could guess the passengers as and when they steps down on the platform. One day, Marco family happened to came to Malgudi. They started to inquire about Railway Raju, and Raju praised Roji that she is a good dancer and she is trying to keep the traditions of Indian culture and civilization. Raju also realized both husband and wife do not have good terms, and with the help of a snake charmer, a snake was arranged. Roji started to move her body, and the snake lifted its head and it swayed its head in the same manner. Roji also swayed her body. She was a perfect dancer. She was a born dancer. Dancing was her passion. On the other hand, her husband was of a different nature. He does not like dancing. He said that dancing on the public places is just like a monkey dancing. He has different interest. He has interest for the research work. He came for there. He came Malgudi to study the old caves and Malabar Hills and other things there. One day, in the absence of Marco, Raju developed intimacy with Roji and they became friends. Raju realized their relations. On the other hand, Marco also realized their intimacy, that both are going on the wrong path. It was the day of departure. It was the scene of railway station. Raju was there, Roji was there, and Marco was there. As the train reached there, Marco stepped into the compartment. He shows only one ticket to Roji, and naturally, Roji is left in the hands of Raju. Raju takes Roji to his house. His mother objected the presence of Roji. The neighbors also objected the dancing practice of Roji, but they did not mind their objections. And Roji's popularity increased day by day. Roji's popularity increased day by day, and they started to earn money, enough money. Roji also changed her name from Roji to Nalini, and their popularity increased. Raju became the show manager. They earned enough money. Now they moved to a new house, that is the Peak House. One day, the photograph of Marco appeared in a local newspaper. As and when Roji happened to see that photograph, she was fascinated by that photograph, and she recalled the company which she passed in the company of Marco. And she also cut that photograph and put that photograph near her dressing table. Raju was disturbed that what is going to happen. And after some days, a letter came from Marco demanding the signature of Roji because he wanted to get jewelry from the bank. Raju was afraid that she might go back to Marco. That's why he forged the signature of Roji, and the letter was sent back. Marco realized that Marco recognized that it was not the real signature of Roji, and he filed a case against Raju. On the day of arrest, there was a great show, big show. The great personalities of the cities were there. Amid the show, a police officer came and showed the arrest warrant to Raju. Raju said, okay, after the show, Raju was arrested and he was sent to prison. And just after the release from the prison, Raju was seated on the steps of the police temple. The villagers started to think that Raju is a great Swami, that Raju is a great saint. They accepted that Raju is going to become a holy person. One day, people started to fight over this matter. And Raju simply said that he will not eat until they stop fighting. But it was mistakenly reported, and people said that Raju will not eat food until it rains. Now the crowd started to gather. The crowd increased day by day. Raju was keeping fast. The people were coming. Media was coming. On the 11th day of his fast, with the help of Velen, he reaches to the bed of the river. He stands amid the knee-deep water, and he says to Velen that Velen, it is raining in the hills. I can feel it is coming under his feet, up his legs, and his legs down. It is the end of the novel. Now I jump to the theme of the novel. There are certain things in the novel. The first of all, I would say about the transformation of Raju. We find that Raju is completely a changed person. The last, earlier he was simply a rogue. He was a vagabond type person. But in the last, he realizes the importance of living in this world. That it is that when we live for the sake of the others, for the welfare of the others, then life becomes meaningful, and Raju gets salvation. On the other hand, we say that we can say about the husband and wife relations. We realize that the husband and wife relations depends on mutual understanding, but we find that there is no good understanding between between Roji and Marco. They develop a rift between the two, and Raju get the chance. Raju gets the chance, and Roji rejects Marco and selects Raju. Raju flared of her ambition and said that she was a good dancer, that he praised her beauty, he praised her dancing steps, and that is why Roji leaves Marco and she comes into the company of Raju. Next, we come to there are certain characters in the novel. First of all, I come to Raju. Now, we can say how Raju plays the role of a guide in this novel. Right from the beginning, Raju said that he could catch the passengers, he could send the customers as and when they step on the railway platform. Raju further says that railways was in blood, that's why he was popularly known as the Railway Raju. But when in the last we come to know that he's not a lover, he was after money. One day Roji complains that he was going to break her thighs after dancing and dancing. He was after money, not for love, not for any other things. And in the last, Raju becomes a saint. Actually, he was not a saint. He became saint by chance. But he realizes the importance of becoming a saint. That a saint is for the purpose of the welfare of the people. He is transferred. He becomes a Swami. He becomes a sannyasi. Next, we can discuss the role of Roji. Roji was a born dancer. She belongs to a dancing family, and dancing was in her blood. She marries Marco, but Marco was of a different type of nature. He does not like dancing. He thinks that dancing on the public place is just like a monkey dancing. That's why he does not praise the beauty of his wife. He does not praise her dancing steps, and he loses the company of Roji, and Roji goes to Raju, saying goodbye to Marco. It's a great change in the life of Roji. For fulfilling her ambition, she becomes an unfaithful wife, but she wants to become a great dancer. That was the main reason she leaves the company of Marco, and it is the great change in the character of Roji. Now we come to the plot of the novel. With the flashback technique, R.K. Narayan joined the present and the past. When Raju is with Velan, that is the present. When Raju narrates his past, that is the past of Raju. In this manner, both the present and past are united together, are put together. The novel is based in Indian life and culture. It says how the people respect marriage, how people give importance to the life of a sannyasi. The novel is also full of symbols, as the river Sarvi is a symbol of eternity. And finally, I come to the comment that was commented by the Time magazine on the day of publication. I quote, "The guide floats as gently as lily pad on the surface of Indian life, and yet suggests the depths beneath. It manages to describe a saint who is neither born nor made, but simply happens almost like the weather." Thanks.